If you're somebody who wants to save your relationship or save your marriage, then you have to make sure that you are avoiding these 4 behaviors, and these are the 4 killers of any relationship. So please join me here and know about these 4 behaviors that you need to avoid, or if your partner can also avoid along with you, you can have one of the most beautiful relationship in your life. My name is Neha Bhatia. Welcome to my channel, and I'm extremely excited to once again take you through this relationship series wherein we are discussing about different aspects of relationship, because relationship is a very important area of our life where we spend time, right? So today we'll be sharing with you as to what are these 4 behaviors that we need to avoid. See, any relationship, not just husband-wife or girlfriend-boyfriend, but any relationship that you are in, and if there is some kind of a negativity that is going on in your mind or in the mind of the other person, you're going to go through a lot of toxic feeling inside of you for yourself and for the other person as well. And you're just going to go away and away from this person, and I'm sure you don't want that, right? So today I'm going to share with you these 4 things that you can just heal your relationship with, okay? Number 1, criticism. No matter what, no matter if you're a woman or a man, you have to stop criticizing your partner. Yes, there are 2 types of criticism. One is a constructive criticism, another one is a destructive criticism. There are a lot of times when we have been criticized or we have been affected a lot in a relationship, and what happens is that we start to criticize the other person because that person made himself or herself so vulnerable, spoke out everything to you because he loved you, and one fine day you both had a fight and you just criticized. You just pinpointed on his mistake that he had done in the past. And when you do that, especially when you're in that particular situation, you're just going to ruin the relationship. Now, women has a lot of patience and endurance in them that they can still kind of deal with it. But a man, they say that according to psychology, a man should not be criticized much. Number 1, that a man doesn't always look for a solution. He just want to maybe heard, and same goes for a woman as well. But man is somebody who wants to kind of just have a solution, but his worth is really high in his mind, and so is for the woman. But woman has a lot of endurance. Like I said, a man will in himself, he'll start to break within himself if you'll criticize him a lot, because it really affects his ego. So one thing that you can avoid, or if you are being criticized, so you need to be aware of this, that criticism is one of the biggest killer of any relationship. So do you think you're experiencing that? If yes, then maybe you can write down in the chat box, and we have a beautiful workshop for you, 5 a.m. workshop, wherein we help you understand all these emotions and help you get out of all these emotions, right? We just scan your brain totally, and you'll be amazed to see what all you're experiencing and how amazingly you'll be able to get out of it so fast, and with our effective NLP and breath work techniques. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, which is very important, that a lot of people get very defensive. And when we get defensive, okay, what starts to happen is that we are not letting the other person complete what he has to say, or we are not agreeing, right? So, I'll tell you about myself. I was somebody since my childhood. I was a lot into arguments. So I remember, when my father was alive, he used to always say, Neha, why do you have to argue all the time, right? And this was a pattern which was kind of developing in me, because I wanted to prove my point right. So when you're totally defensive, you're trying to just prove your point right. Sometimes you don't have to. Sometimes you don't have to. You're just going to mess up everything. And then I recognized in my relationship, my current relationship, with this beautiful man of my life, and when he told me that, why do you have to finish every sentence? And it was not just argument, that the word that he used, he also used this term, that why do you have to always finish an argument, or why do you have to finish with a sentence? And I realized, oh my God, I'm just trying to prove myself. And this was a pattern which was coming from my childhood, because growing up I was a rebel, and a lot of us are rebels when we are not given that love, we are not given that respect. So I started to become very defensive, and when it happened just in a moment when I realized that, oh my God, and this was, disturbing our relationship a lot, that I was very defensive. And I was always trying to just prove my point. No, my point is also right. You should hear my point. Even if you don't want to listen to it, at least just, let me just speak it out. So if you're doing this, you're ruining it. Sometimes just let it be, okay? The third one is contempt. Now this is something wherein maybe your partner is making you feel that you're not worthy, or you are making your partner feel that he or she is not worthy. And if that is happening, my dear friends, then you're doing again a big, big damage to your relationship. When you fell in love with this person, you saw something in him. There was some love, there was some affection, there was some attachment. A time came that he was not able to provide you that, that you were looking for, and you started to just question or attack his worth. You're going to destroy the relationship. And these are the biggest killers of relationship. Okay, so if you're doing all this, you have to just work on this, and maybe by yourself you will not be able to. See, I'll tell you something. If you're driving a car and if the car breaks down, you cannot push the car by being in the car. You cannot push the car by being in the car. You have to get out of the car to push the car, right? So for that, you need to become an observer of yourself, or you need to sit with a mentor or a psychologist or a counselor. And we've been doing this for many, many years. We have a lot of our testimonials. You can go through our videos. So these are the three things. The fourth, this is the biggest killer of any relationship. And if you're doing it, you need to immediately change it, okay? This is about withdrawing from any interaction. Does it happen with you? That you withdraw from an interaction. You withdraw from that communication. Just because you think you will not be heard, just because you think that many times you have tried, just because you think that he doesn't understand, that's his nature, all of these negative chatter that runs into our mind. And sometimes we also don't know the right way to communicate. So in NLP, there is a saying, the meaning of your communication is the response that you get. The meaning of your communication is the response that you get. So if you're getting a wrong response all the time, which means that you need to change the way you communicate. And like I said, that you can always check out our other videos, or you can join our free group. You can join our 5 a.m. workshops and our 21 days NLP workshop membership. You can join if you're going through some really deep trouble. So when I say interactions, this is like called a Cold War. You must have heard about Cold War between countries as well. And it just does damage. And this is something I've seen a lot in a lot of people. And when this Cold War starts to happen, so there is a very strong war going inside the mind. You are analyzing the person again and again. You are judging the person again and again. You're thinking wrong about that person again and again. Negative talk is going on. And what you're doing, you're just exchanging negative vibrations, even if that person is sitting kilometers away from you. So these are the 4 killers of relationship, and if you can avoid it, my dear friends, you will be amazed to see that how relationships can be so beautifully managed. And also there is a study which says that 69% of the issues are not even resolved in any relationships. Sometimes you just have to accept and just move ahead. But some days you have to accept, take the right action, take the correct action, so you are secured and that person is also not being affected too much. Because like I always say in many of my videos, you have to create a space. You two are two individual beings. Even if you are in a tightest of relationship, you're very tight, you're like best friends, you have to have a space once in a while. Space doesn't mean that you go somewhere else, but space also means that coming back to your center again and again. You got to do something that you can bring your mind, yourself to your center. If you are centered, you can amazingly live this relationship. You can carry on with this relationship. You can build this relationship. Even if your values are different, even if your goals are different, you can bring it together if you are centered. So if you want to once again get back to your center, and you want to take the control of your relationship, your life. See, you cannot control the other person. You got to control yourself first. And if you can do that, then this relationship is going to be one of the most beautiful relationships that you can think of. And if you have any questions, please write to us at info@nlpwithneha.com. Join our workshop, join our free groups, Click the link below to know more about us and our other videos as well. And please write down your questions. I'll be more than happy to take that in this relationship series. Thank you so much, everybody. Once again, this is Neha Bhatia signing off for now. And I'm going to see you in the next video very soon. Bye. Hey, don't forget, you got to subscribe to this channel. You got to hit the bell button so that you're notified on a regular basis. Do like this video if you liked it. And if you're here till now, which means you liked it, so don't hold yourself back like you're holding yourself back in relationship. Click, click, click. And I'm going to see you in the next video.